Hello, friends. Nice to be with you again in this virtual space. We're going through a lot, so however you're experiencing these moments these days, it's perfectly all right. We have all different backgrounds, different ways of approaching life. So feel what you're feeling and feel it fully. Be in it. Recall to find stillness, to bring yourself back to the breath. Movement for the body, really essential now. It'll help to balance the nervous system to keep you grounded. So be sure you move every day, even a few minutes. Walking where it's feasible to walk, being safe and keeping distance, of course. And as I mentioned in my previous recording, for me, the act of journaling has been just a lifesaver. It's something that I've done on and off, and during this time, it's a gift to have this time to write every day. And I also mentioned Mark Nepo's book, The Book of Awakening, reading from it every day. Again, really grounding what he has to offer. You can get it online, I'm sure. So it's something, again, to carry you through these unlimited number of days. We don't know how long we'll be indoors. I'd like to read from his March 24th entry. And it's just a segment, so just finding your comfortable seat. Make sure your spine is upright. Notice a sense of ease through the shoulders. And take a breath that soothes your body. And an exhale that allows you to just feel a little bit more grounded. Stay tuned to your breath while I read these words. This is the trick to staying well. To feel the sun even in the dark. To not lose the truth of things when they're out of view. To grow just the same. To know there is still water even when we are thirsty. To know there is still love even when we are lonely. To know there is still peace even when we are suffering. So the reality of our days, it gives rise to hope. There's hope within us. We touch into hope by breathing, by moving, by finding that internal joy in the body. There's always a sense of that inner joy, even in the challenges of these days. So tap into that. And again, it's okay to feel whatever you're feeling, whether it's anxiety or stress or worry, or maybe you're more level-headed going through it day by day just as it is. It's all fine. The meaning can be found in coming to stillness, coming to the breath, so that you notice what you're feeling. You're aware of what's going on, how you're interacting with yourself and with others. So we can spread peace and tranquility even through these challenging times. So with that, I'd like you to start to lengthen the breath without too much effort. So the lengthening of the breath comes from softening through the belly, softening through the rib cage, allowing a sense of space across the breastbone, across the upper chest. You might swallow just to sense an ease through the back of the throat. Bringing the chin just gently, just minimally down to create a sense of length through the back of the neck. Notice with that sense of length through the back of the neck, might you allow the jaw to unhinge, the upper molars to move away from the lower molars, or vice versa, right? And the lower teeth to fall away from the upper teeth. Softening through the corners of eyes. The gaze might go down, the eyes might close. Feel the body breathing. Each inhalation an opportunity to rise tall through the spine. Each exhalation, allowing yourself to get more grounded through sitting bones, however you are sitting, and find that length in front body, back body, and side body. Evening out the breath again without over-efforting. Can you allow a sense of a count to the breath? We'll count just a few times. As you're ready, breathing in a count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Holding for just a moment and exhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice the bottom of the exhale. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Ever so slight pause at the top of the breath. And the exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice that space between exhale and inhale. Going on your own for a few moments. Your count, maybe 4 is the number that works best. Maybe you need a longer count, maybe a shorter count. As you breathe, a sense of allowing the mind to settle on the felt sensation of the breath. Allowing the mind to settle on how the body takes in inhalation, how the body releases exhalation. Notice the whole body breathing, so you rise tall, you open front and back body, side body, from pelvic floor up through heart space to crown of head. So allow the body to receive the gift of the breath. On your next exhale, float the hands to heart center, thumbs to sternum, sternum to thumbs. Lift nice and open to front body and back body. Exhale, just a gentle drawing of the chin toward the V-notch at the throat as you set an intention for this practice to stay aware, to practice safely, staying in the range of motion that's just right for your body, passing up on any movement that does not feel right for you today. Your next inhale will find the sun breath as you return the gaze forward, inhaling up, arms up toward the sky. Exhale, hands through heart center, finding that midline of the body energetically. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. We'll hold at the top of your next inhale, so take your time. Inhale, palms together. Bring the gaze up as you lengthen the elbows. Reach fingertips up toward the sky. Exhale, soften, gaze forward, hands to the heart. And then inhale, releasing hands to the lap. We'll do a little bit of a seated cat-cow, so reach the heart forward, then rounding to the back body. Keep the neck more still. Let the movement come from the spine, the low back, the mid back, the upper back. Let the head just float on top of the neck, not overdoing movement there. Moving with your breath. Next time your back is rounding, pause there. Notice touch of hands to legs wherever they are. Soften the lower molars away from upper molars. Release the jaw. Let the tongue settle at the root as you soften the entire face. Allow the breath to arrive in the lower part of the rib cage and the back body. Allow your next inhale to arrive around the armpits, broadening across the mid-back. And notice if you might allow your next inhale to arrive not only to the collarbones, but above the collarbones. Soft through the face and the eyes. One more time, just like that. Let's take a long breath in to expand through the lower back, the mid back, The upper back all the way to the front body, through the collarbones, above the collarbones. Exhale, soften here. Press up to long spine. Let's take a side stretch here, inhaling to reach one arm up and then the other. So critical to open the side body for ideal breath. These days where we might be moving less, work on opening the side body. There's again a sense of joy. It's a good stretch, the intercostal muscles, lots of room for space. Yeah, beautiful. Let's hold the next one. Reach, press firmly through that lower hand. Press that hand forward, stretch here. Micro movements through the head to release any tension in the neck. Long through the elbows, wrist, and fingers. Press that lower hand to rise up. We'll switch it right over to the other side, holding nice and long here. Again, that lower hand, press it forward, creating a bigger curve on your side body. Lengthen elbow, wrist, fingertips, soften through the neck and the face. Notice the breath. Inhale, rising up, both hands, reach up, gaze up, reach palms up toward the sky. Exhale, draw hands down to the heart center. Beautiful. Let's lean back, switch the cross of the legs if your legs are crossed. And we'll take a couple of twists here. So inhaling, hands to the heart. And exhale, find rotation to one side. One hand behind you, one hand to opposite knee. Inhale, float to center, over to the other side. On your inhale, moving to one side. Inhaling toward the other. Notice the exhale. Stay aware even as you find that stillness, that little pause. And next time you're at that side that you started on, settle there, lift the collarbones, broaden across the chest, the upper back, soften through the base of the skull. Bring the breath again to the lower back of the rib cage. The inhale toward the armpits, broaden across the mid-back. And the inhale above the collarbones. As you exhale, that backhand is going to cross over. Let handle land on opposite knee. Draw the chin toward the chest. Breathe again. The inhale to the lower back ribs, to the armpits, above the collarbones. Let the exhale soften something. Let something fall away. Inhale, circle the arms up overhead, palms together, exhaling down to the heart. As you breathe in, lengthen. As you exhale over toward the other side, one hand behind you, other hand toward the knee. Open the heart here. Notice tall spine, rooted sitting bones. And breathing again. Feel the breath in the back body. That's your strong center, right? The back body, you're fortified there. Fortify it some more. On an exhale, that backhand cross. You cross up the elbows through the arms, the backhand, the hand to opposite knee, the chin toward the chest. As you soften through the throat, the face, feel the breath fortifying your back body. The top of the breath fortifies the heart space. As you inhale, feel the sitting bones press down to reach the arms up toward the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Pause to reconnect with breath and sensation. As we shift toward table pose, notice your breath. Notice if you hold your breath. Try to stay in your breath as you slowly start to find knees under hips, hands under shoulders. Yeah, let's Lengthen the spine here. Lengthen the fingers. Gaze back. Make sure your heels are tucked behind your thighs so that the feet are parallel. The knees are hip distance apart. Reconnect again with a release, soft body to receive the breath. As you breathe in, what can soften? Your arms are engaged, right? So find the sense of tone there through the muscles of lower arms and upper arms. See if you can energetically lengthen the tailbone back, the crown of head forward. Press the earth away from you with your hands. So it's static, but you're lengthening by stillness, by awareness. When you feel your next inhale, the heart reaches forward, the tailbone up. When the exhale arises, start to round, finding your cat pose. Inhaling through your cow pose, the heart reaches forward. Exhale, round the spine. See how much space you can find. Adjust the hands if you need to. And move with the rhythm of your breath. Fluid, slow, complete inhalations, complete exhalations. Notice as your gaze goes forward, does something take your attention out of your practice? You might close the eyes to come inwards. You might set a resolve to stay focused inside the body. And slowly as you come back to center, let's just walk out the hands a little, lifting just to release any strain on the wrists here. Just kind of kneading your mat like a cat might, lifting one hand up and then the other. And then reaching one hand just to kind of give the wrist a little shake, a little circling both directions. Reach that arm forward as you reach this tailbone back. So it's lengthening to one side of the body. Exhale, land that hand, opposite hand lifted. Little movement, some circling, some shaking out what feels good for you. And then lengthen that arm forward. The palm turns in, the thumb turns up. Nice length, you're stretching to the left side. Exhale, release the hand again back to a neutral table. We'll start to move the legs from here. So find an inhaling breath to lengthen, and your exhale, right knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen that leg behind you. So moving again, the rhythm of your breath. Staying strong through the arms. Your option to do this on your forearms. Maybe finding a blanket for your wrists, for your hands, if that would take any pressure out. And the next time your leg is reaching back, I'm going to scoot slightly forward. Bring that foot to the opposite side, land the toes, and start to bring your left ear to your left shoulder, your left shoulder to your left hip. Breathing here into your right side body. Inhale, you're going to bring that knee to opposite elbow. And exhale, you're going to kick it back to the other side. So making this dynamic, going about 4 times, a little more if you'd want to. And then we'll land the foot on the opposite side one more time, lengthening here. Reach the heart forward, crown of head forward, lengthen. And then as you bring ear to shoulder, shoulder to hip, breathe into your right side body. Inhale back to table position. Bring the toes together, the knees apart. Sitting bones toward the heels, finding child's pose. Again, for child's pose, you might want a blanket behind the knees if coming down is painful or difficult. You can stack forearms. You can find a block or a book or a pillow to put your forehead on. But do let the forehead find the surface. You might bring your hands behind you to again give some movement through the wrists. And doing a few more things in table pose. Inhale, glide the hands forward if they move back. Exhale, notice the body lengthen out as much as is comfortable for you. And then lift the head so the ears are in line with the upper arms. And then exhale, walk the arms out on a diagonal one side. And breathe about 3 breaths here, lengthening, reaching. The hand is closer to your mat. See if you can reach that further away on the diagonal. Come to fingertips to walk back to center. Notice and feel. Let an inhale, walk your hands over to the other side. Taking again a side stretched, open the side, body relaxing the face. Notice any tension anywhere that you might easily let go. Fill the body with breath, the ribs, the side body, the armpits, the collarbones. The hand that's closer to the mat, walk it out even more perhaps. Inhale back to center. Draw yourself forward back to table position. Find that long spine once again. Beautiful. We'll have to do the other leg. So take a breath in nice and tall through your table. Exhale, left knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen that leg back. Moving about 4 or 5 times here with your breath. When you're ready, that leg will extend behind you. You'll bring the foot over to opposite side, finding that C curve once again, opening up the left side if that's the side you're working on, ear to shoulder on the other side. Softening one side as you lengthen. Again, still softening both sides, but notice where you feel a sense of pull or a sense of contraction. Inhale back to center. You're going to bring that knee to the same side elbow. And exhale over to the other side. And then that's the movement. A few times, 4 or 5 times. Creating some warmth through the hips. Stretch through the side of the leg. And as you're ready, again landing in that static position. Get longer this time. Breathe. Exhale, shoulder toward hip. Ear toward shoulder. Gaze soft, gaze down, probably better for the side of the neck. Inhale, bring that leg back behind you, landing the knees. Taking either child's pose, maybe a puppy stretch, gliding your hands forward. Hips stay above the knees, forehead finding a surface. Crossed arms, the pillow, the mat, your floor. 3 breaths here. Don't let the low back collapse. So as the belly softens, there's still a sense of tone through the lowest belly. And slowly walk yourself up to table. Walk hands in toward the knees. Curl the toes under. Hit fingertips right in front of you. A little lift and lowering of the knees to wake up the arches. Stretch the ankles. The calves are getting a little stretch here. And slowly we're going to start to lengthen the legs, coming toward a bent knee forward. Fold nice and bent. See if your rib cage might find the upper thighs. Give the head a gentle movement. Shake yes, a little no. Inhale, hands to the thighs. Reach long through the tailbone, the crown of the head, coming halfway up. Feel the feet lift and spread the toes, and then land the toe prints so you're not gripping the toes. Press palms into thighs to lengthen and open up the front body. Notice if there's compression at the back body, how might you broaden across the upper back as well. As you press the feet down, slowly reach the arms forward. The knees start off bent, coming through a chair pose, slowly rising up, finding A sense of length through right side to left side, alignment through the center of the body. Exhale, floating hands to the heart. Inhaling, notice. Exhale, releasing arms by your side. Give the shoulders a little movement. Give the feet a little movement, a little pointing and flexing, circling. Yeah, so before we find mountain, let's see what wants to have some movement. Beautiful. You might jump up and down a little bit. That might feel good. Shaking the body every day, really, your connective tissue loves that. And then feet parallel, toes slightly lift, and then set them down. So they're making toe prints, not gripping. Inhale, shoulders up and back. Notice that. Let the gaze drop down. Let the mind fall away. So here you are in this upright, open-hearted position. Strong through back body. Soft through the front body. So there's vulnerability. What's it like to be vulnerable? We humans like to pretend we're not vulnerable. We totally are. As you lengthen fingers toward the earth, might you open across the heart, turn the palms slightly forward. Reconnecting with breath. On the next inhale, reach both arms up toward the sky. Exhale, release one arm down as you reach the other hand, arms straight up toward the sky. So stretching through one side. Inhale the other arm toward the sky. Feel one side to the other. Exhale, opposite side. Reach that arm straight up as the other hand just glides down the thigh. Not moving too much toward half moon, more of just a straight up stretch. Inhale, both arms towards the sky. Feel right side and left side. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, float arms up toward the sky. Palms together, maybe elbows if that's better for you. Maybe holding wrists. Let's bring the feet a little wider, just a slightly wider than hip distance. Inhale, send your fingertips toward the sky, the sitting bone toward the earth. Exhale, let's find that half moon, reaching. As if you could touch the corner where the wall and ceiling meets. The hip reaches away, so find a stretch to that side body again. Press the feet down. Inhale, rise up to center. Exhale, right into the other side. Breathe, notice that the shoulders stay stacked, the hips stay stable. So sometimes there's rotation in the half moon. See if you can remove the rotation. One more time to each side, feeling everything. Inhale through center. Exhale, other side. Inhale, your arms might be getting tired. Just a little bit more. Let the palms come apart so the hands are parallel. Inhale, up toward the sky. Lift the heart, lift the gaze, lift the sternum. On exhale, feel between the belly button and the pubic bone. So draw that muscle together to come back straight. So it's a subtle back bend. You inhale, you lift the heart forward. You engage the lower belly to come back to straight on an exhale. And a very subtle inhale. Exhale. See if you feel that. Inhale. Last time. Exhale. Release arms down. Hands to heart. Arms by your side. Little figure eight through the shoulders. And then slowly, let's take it to coat sleeps. Hands comfortably floating, arms floating, hips moving, shoulders moving. Bring the gaze behind you. Notice your breath. Bring it towards stillness. And back to mountain. Hand to heart, hand to belly. Gaze down or eyes closed. Feel What happens in the body when you move? What's the subtle shift when you create internal heat? You might notice the grace that's inside of you. You might notice the strength that's inside of you. Allow a sense of resilience, hope, and joy to rise up as your heart beats and your breath accelerates. And as they settle back to synchrony, let yourself settle. Notice how you can ride the waves. Releasing arms down by your side. Moving toward a balance here. So option to find a wall that you can place one hand on if you need to. Moving with steadiness if you feel unstable. Doing less if you feel you want to do more and are safe to do so, then hold the balance a little longer. We'll start with dynamic movement first. So you're going to inhale your right knee up. You're going to exhale, tip the torso forward as you land that right toe. Inhale, straighten the spine as that knee floats forward. Exhale, the toe lands behind you. So find the strength, the balance through that left foot, that left leg. Let the hips be stable. You're strong through the core of the body as you move here. Next time the knee is lifting, pause there. You might keep the hands at the hips for stability. You might choose to float the arms forward, palms face each other. Going toward crane pose, inhale that same side, the knee that's lifted, that arm's going to come up toward the sky. The opposite arm reaches straight forward, pressing to the inside of that standing foot. Release any tension at the jaw, at the eyes. Smile through this perhaps, right? Balance is fun. You're challenging yourself. When you sense an exhale, start to release the arms, release the leg. Pause to notice one side to the other. Hands to the hips. Let's get steady. Here's a little squeeze there. Start to float the left knee forward and up. And landing that toe behind you. Floating, the sense of floating. Again, can you connect to joy as you find this challenge? Find some place to set your soft gaze. As you're ready, that knee's going to float forward. Get steady through the hips. You might keep your hands there. You might inhale the arms just parallel to the floor. And that arm that corresponds with that knee is going to rise up toward the sky if you're moving to a full crane pose here. Soften the gaze. Again, let the mind fall away. Feel the grace, the beauty of your body. And then exhale, everything returns back to mountain. Hand to heart, hand to belly. Take in center body. From the core of your body, you can remain balanced physically, mentally, energetically. Practicing balance through challenging times, again, essential. Beautiful. Alrighty, let's go through a Warrior One series. So coming toward the front of your mat, shoulders up and back, hands to the hips. Take a breath in, draw your right knee up toward you, just about hip height, and then reach it back. So similar movement to what we just did. That leg behind you, think of internally rotating that leg to kind of squeeze the muscles to the bones. Steady through the back of that foot, the inside of that back foot. Bringing palms together at the heart. Take a breath and get tall and lifted here. And then exhale, bend that knee. Inhale, lengthen. So that front knee is bending. Tracking just to keep the knee above the ankle. Noticing your sense of balance in this pose. The hips are stable. They're pointing forward. Next time the knee is bent, feel the sense of pressing that front foot down, pressing the outside edge of that back foot, and then wrapping the legs as if they're coming into center, right? You want them to have stability and they're squeezing in isometrically. You might keep the hands at the heart. You might inhale the arms up overhead at a V. Yeah, and then notice again, can you bring breath into the lower back of the ribs, the armpits, under the armpits, and up toward the collarbone. So it's a full, long breath in, relaxing the gaze, the breath. Letting go of overdoing, even in this active posture of holding and breathing. Might you find steadiness? Slowly bringing hands back to the heart. You're going to open it up to warrior. So that hand that corresponds to your back leg, you're going to bring it behind you. You're going to open up to warrior. I'm going to turn to face you, but your left leg is forward, if that's the one that's forward. Beautiful. And then stabilize here, feet pressing down, isometrically drawing in. Notice that back hip, if it's spilling too far back, let it be stable. You want an upright spine here. You can start to again bend and straighten that front knee. Finding the stability, toes making prints but not gripping. Awareness of what's going on behind you as well as in front of you. And then find that sense of warrior, knee above ankle. Breathe and lengthen, lift the heart space. And then let's release the arms, a little movement. Let the neck have some movement as you release through the jaw. Let the mind go. And then it's an inhale to put you back into the energy of warrior two, gazing firmly through the front hand, gazing beyond the nearest wall. Can you gaze to the next neighborhood, the next town, and then feel just as much energy through the back of that hand, the hand that's behind you. Beautiful. Let's reverse the warrior, hand to back thigh, open up side body one more time. Exhale back to your warrior two. Rotate the feet so they're parallel. Walk them gently back together, stepping back to the front of your mat. Inhaling to lengthen spine, exhaling to root in everything that's down. Feel it rooting you. We'll come to the other side, so hands to your hips. Left knee rises, and then step that leg back. Find stability, feet comfortably away from each other, side to side and front to back. And releasing the tailbone down to rise up through the crown of the head. Let a breath bring the hands to the heart. And then we'll start to bend and straighten that front knee with a sense of power through that back leg. That knee is straight, it's energized, that leg is internally rotating, so the muscles are wrapping to the bone to keep you strong and stable. And next time the front knee is above the ankle, you might keep the hands at the heart. You might inhale the arms up overhead, finding your warrior one. Nice and steady. Let the shoulders drop away from the ears. Let the jaw release as you let the mind once again fall away. We're not trying to banish thoughts. We're not trying to banish thinking. But we want to be able to be aware of where our energy is, where our attention is. Right now during the practice, it's in the body. It's in the breath. Another full breath in. Move toward that warrior two. That hand that corresponds, that arm that corresponds to that back leg is going to open toward the back. I'm just going to scoot a little bit here. Finding your warrior two on your other side. I'm just going to rotate so I can even myself up. Beautiful. Nice and steady. Find that sense of Tadasana, mountain, open, breathing. And then movement through that front knee. Notice where your knee goes, not too far forward of the ankle. creating dynamic movement to soften into the pose. And then when the knee is above the ankle, broaden, lift the heart, reach arm forward, arm back, open across the chest and across the upper back. So sometimes we compress there. Can you open, soften through the upper back? Let's release the arms, a little movement, release the neck, a little softness through the jaw, the lips, the eyes. So if you're clearing space, clear all that clutter, clear all that worry, move it away. And then an inhale, you've created that space for your warrior. Be in that warrior. Nice and strong, firm breath. Find the joy in this power, in this energy. And inhale, let's reverse warrior, back hand to thigh. Open up, side body. And find that open heart reaching up toward the sky. Exhale, flip back to your warrior. Inhale, lengthen front leg, pivot on your heels to parallel the legs, to bring your legs wide. Shoulders up and back. Bring your hands behind you with this wide stance. Press the hips slightly forward as you draw the elbows in toward the back body. And then as you exhale, start to reach the tailbone back. You bend at the knees, you hinge at the hips, and you come toward just a half forward fold here, or wherever your body's taking you today. Knees are bent, the feet are pressing down, they're drawing in, they're drawing out, and engaging all kinds of muscles in the legs. See what you feel. And then exhale, hands to the thighs. Lower the sitting bones as you start to rise up. Heel toes, the feet back together. Beautiful. Notice and breathe. Let's open the stance one more time. Legs, the feet just slightly parallel to start. Roll shoulders up and back. Notice again your stature. You're going to pivot on one foot. I'm going to move toward a side angle here. So notice the space between your legs. Make it so that it's comfortable. And inhale the arms out, bend that front knee, finding your warrior two. Steady, notice the breath. On your inhale, reverse your warrior. On your exhale, float that forearm to that front thigh, hand to the back hip. Adjust that back foot if you need to lower the hips. Hand can stay right where it is. You might bring it to the rib cage. You might float that arm forward and then reach it out. Again, open side body. Bring the gaze slightly down and rotate the gaze forward. And if it's available, the gaze up. And let's find an imaginary sky hug. Draw yourself up, 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 nice and strong. Returning to that wide-legged stance. Take a breath in, pivot the feet the other way. Inhale, find your warrior two, bending that front knee. Steady here, take a breath. Release the spine, notice length arriving. Exhale, forearm to the thigh, reaching that hand. Actually, let's keep it at the hip for now. See if you might sink the hips a little, going just to the space that's right for you. Floating that arm forward, and then possibly out to the side. So stretching upper arm in line with the ear, heart forward. Draw that hand up toward the sky. Find the sky hook. Let it pull you up, up, up. And releasing hands. We'll take that bent knee pose again. So bending the knees, sitting bones back, hands to the thighs. Just coming toward a half forward fold here. Full forward fold, if that's safe for you, feel free. Inhale slowly. The sitting bones descend. The spine rises tall. We'll move to a modified triangle, so pivoting to that first side. Inhale the arms out. Exhale, just a little lean, not too much. Release the hand to the front thigh. Float that top arm forward. And notice the breath. Let a beautiful inhalation bring that arm up toward the sky. And then a press of that hand to that lower leg to keep the spine safe. So not going too far in your triangle. Breathe. Notice if you can feel the breath in the back body, in the front body, from pelvic floor through collarbones, maybe crown of head. Press into your feet to rise back to neutral, releasing that arm down. Pivot feet the other way. Again, just a modified triangle. Legs are straight. Inhale the arms out. Exhale, reaching, just a little movement here. And then reach that arm, landing the hand toward that front thigh. Float that top arm forward and up. So stay connected to that lower leg. You want to not drop the weight totally, but you want to kind of get a sense of pushing the hand away from that thigh to be more upright than down. Soften through the shoulders, turn the gaze down. Inhale, gazing halfway. And your next inhale, maybe rotating to gaze up toward the sky. If your neck says, yeah, that's okay. And neutralize the gaze, bend that knee, arms out to the side. Pivot the feet back to neutral. Take a breath in, lift the heart. Exhale one more time, in the hands to the thighs, sitting bones back, releasing to your level of fold. If comfortable, you might bring hands to ankles to give yourself a little side to side. And then perhaps fingertips toward the earth to bring the feet back to parallel, moving to land the knees, land the feet, coming to sit on your heels perhaps for just a moment. Noticing the energy, what's happening inside of you. Where are the gifts? Start to come toward Dandasana, staff pose. Legs long, torso upright. Feel the sitting bones. You might walk them slightly back so you're sitting more forward of the sitting bones. Reach the feet forward. Toes up toward the sky. Shoulders up and back, and then sometimes up and back we squeeze too much. So can you broaden the back body? So think of a balloon inflating that upper back, the shoulders moving away from each other. We're going to inhale the arms up overhead, palms face each other. Similar to what we did as we were standing, we're going to inhale to just lift the breastbone. Think of finding length through the front body. And on an exhale, feel the space between your belly button and pubic bone come together as you, not round, but come back to straight. So you inhale, gentle back bend. You exhale, you draw that lower belly together. Inhale, you lift. Exhale, you draw that belly together. Heels are planted, just nice and firm. One more time, inhale. Exhale, let the arms melt back down to the earth. Press the palms as you lift and open the heart. Exhale, bring the hands behind you and bend the knees. Lift the toes, plant the heels, and then press the earth away with your hands. Nice, and lift it to the heart. Feel into that. Take 3 breaths here, nice and lifted, open. Enjoy, feel perhaps a sense of being in the sun. Beautiful. Let's bring hands behind the knees for a modified boat pose, more if that's in your practice. So as you draw your hands to the back of the knees, lift yourself up. Toes up, heels up, nice and open. Lean back, the sacrum is lifted off the earth. And there's your pose right there, plenty. Exhale, release the feet down. So wrap forearms in front of knees, release forehead toward the knees. Breathing again into your back body, your spacious, beautiful, strong back. lengthen out one leg. Bring the opposite foot just in line with the knee, moving toward a twist. If it's comfortable for you to bring the foot across, that's fine too. You might plant your hands, bring the sitting bones back, and then find tall spine as you interlace fingers in front of that knee. Energy to the leg that's extended, that foot that's down on the floor, let it be down on the floor. Let your breath become even through inhale, even through exhale. And then notice when it is that your breath is cueing you to find that twist. Perhaps it's an exhale that starts to wrap elbow toward knee, bring backhand behind you. Staying tall, broad across shoulders and collarbones. You might choose to bring your hand that's in front under the thigh to hold on to the outside of the thigh. I find that's really nice for opening up the chest. And then the level of twist is just right for you. Inhale back to center, bringing the foot inside the leg if it isn't there. You're going to plant the sole of the foot to the inside of that thigh, of the extended leg. Again, walk the sitting bones back. Inhale, lift the arms up overhead. Breastbone rises. Exhale, reach the arms forward. Stay tall here. Breathe in. Let the mind again drop away. Let go of ambition. Notice, can you be in your body just as it is? Can you be in this experience that's presenting to you right now? And then reach into the experience. Take what it has to offer. Taking just what you can take. So going not any further than your low back is letting you, right? So just a sense of staying lifted and tall. And then let the hands land. There's your forward fold. Sense of the groins opening up, the sitting bones reaching back, not rounding in, but reaching back, lengthening through that front leg, that extended leg. Gentle movement through the head to let go again. Anything that's rising through the neck, through the shoulders, through the jaw. Press into fingers, lift the heart nice and tall, coming back. Draw that knee up, lengthen that leg. Go right into the other side. So you bend the knee, foot on the inside of the extended leg or the outside of the extended leg. Interlace fingers the opposite way, that way that might feel awkward. And draw yourself up as tall as can be. Notice that inner joy rises up when you get taller. Tune into your breath. And then notice on which breath is it that you'll twist. Is it your inhale? Is it your exhale? There's no wrong, no right, but you're listening to your body as you're ready to find the twist. Your torso rotates towards that bent knee. Hand behind you supports the spine. As I mentioned on the other side, you might bring your hand under the thigh to the outside of the thigh and see if you might find a bigger lift here. And that foot that's that extended leg, open up the toes, press through that heel. So there's a lot of energy, not too much, make it just right for you. And then slowly exhale back to center. Bring the foot inside the leg if it's not there. The knee turns out as you plant sole of foot to inner thigh. Pressing to fingertips, scoot the sitting bones back. Lift the heart nice and tall. Notice breath. As you're ready, inhale, arms up toward the sky. Plant your sitting bones, get taller. Exhale, release the arms so they're parallel toward the floor. Shoulders are open. And then reach into your experience one more time with an open heart, not rounding forward, just a sense of here. I'll take what you're giving me today. It's there. I'm going to receive it. And I will see how I address this. And then exhale, release the hands down. Stay open toward the heart, reaching the heart open. Finding the forward fold here that's just right with an open heart. Not letting yourself collapse. Find the press of hands to lift you up. Leaning back. Lengthening, bringing that knee up, lengthening both legs. Give the legs a little thump thump, a little circling through ankles, windshield wiping the feet. And let's move on to our front body. So come to recline on your belly. Do just a little bit of movement to strengthen the back before we come onto our backs. So from here, bringing the hands to stack under the forehead, releasing forehead to the hands. Take a breath to notice your body in space, your body on the earth. As you exhale, press the pubic bone down, connect to the tops of the feet. And as you inhale, start to lift the head, the shoulders. The hands stay connected to the forehead. You exhale, you release down. You inhale, press pubic bone down, tops of feet are engaged. Exhale, releasing down. 2 more times on your own. Find the press of the pelvis first. It's nice to strengthen here, that low back. Exhale, when you land, next floating one cheek to the floor, releasing arms down by your side. Notice the breath and notice where the energy goes. So as you go through postures, ready, inhale, just rotating to the other cheek. As you go through postures, notice where there's a tightening, right? So when you engage muscles, there's a release, and where does that energy go? Absorb that energy. Let yourself take that in. Keeping hands behind you, let's turn the fingertips down. And again, connect the pubic bone to the floor. Press it down. Feel tops of feet. We'll come all the way up to our locust pose here. So inhale, reach the legs behind you. Lift the hands as if they're trying to touch the feet. And then lift the heart. You might fly a little like an airplane. You might find a Superman, a superhero. Take some movement to really stress at the joints, at the muscles. And then find stillness for a breath or 2 or 3 as you press firmly your fulcrum point down to the earth. Lift and broaden the heart. And then exhale, melt everything down. Again, you might stack the hands under the forehead. You might land on one cheek or the other. Make a sound. Enjoy the movement. Enjoy the release. Floating to the other cheek if you're on one cheek. And then bringing the forehead to the back of the hands to bend the knees and windshield wipe the legs. And drawing the arms forward, coming up towards Sphinx pose. So elbows under shoulders, pressing the pelvis down, tops of feet, waking up here. The palms are parallel. The palms are down, the fingertips are pointing forward. Notice the breath. Maybe you can feel the inhalation through the belly, getting a massage through the low belly. And then exhale, start to lift up and come up to table pose. I'm going to face you. Just another side stretch here. So from your table, inhale, nice long spine. Exhale, walk your hands to one side to again create a sense of opening up on one side of the torso. Inhale to center. Notice left side and right side. Exhale over to the other side. Just walking hands, the arm that's closer to the torso will be right under the shoulder. Both hands, wrist under the shoulders. Inhale, walk it back to center. Toes together, knees wide, sinking back, find your child's pose. Juicy child's pose. Again, adjusting the child's pose that's right for you, using props, blankets, whatever works for you, even coming onto your back to bring knees to chest. So that it's a stretch for the back body, it's a release. Notice what might soften. Take 3 breaths here in your child's pose. Connect the breath to the rib cage, mid-back, heart space. As you're ready, an inhale will bring you back through table. Glide your knees forward in a melt down onto your back. Plant your heels and reach your arms forward, palms up. And then see if you might gently melt yourself down to the earth. And releasing the head, extending the legs. Take a mini Shavasana here, letting the body release completely to gravity. And find the juicy breath, the sweetness of an even, long inhalation. A smooth, complete exhalation. And then slowly start to engage muscle. You draw the toes to point up toward the ceiling, the arms down by your side. Take a breath in. And then an exhale is going to bring that right knee toward your chest. Hug it in. Exhale to lift the heart toward the knee. Notice and feel here. Inhale, slowly release head, shoulders, leg, arms. Take in the energy of that squeeze. As you're ready, an exhale is going to draw opposite knee in. Breathe in to absorb the stretch. And then you exhale to engage muscles to lift the heart toward the knee. Stay open to the shoulders, the gaze. Exhale, melt it down, leg long, shoulders on the earth, relaxing here. Inhale, arms up overhead to the floor behind you. Exhale, hold on to your left wrist with your right hand, and then glide your feet a few inches to the right. We're taking our banana shape, our C curve here. So gently draw that left wrist toward the right side. Sweet breath into your left side. Keep the hips on the floor, the shoulders on the floor. Allow ease through the back of the throat, the eyes, and the head. Inhale, realign the legs, the arms. Exhale, left wrist, left hand's going to grab the right wrist. You're going to walk the feet a few inches toward your left. Heels are on the floor. Glide that right wrist over to the left. So you stay rooted through the shoulders, the hips taking a banana or crescent shape. Let breath create joy, space in the side body as you allow gravity to take the back body. Find an inhale that lengthens you back up. Lengthen the legs, the arms. Exhale to release, arms down by your side. And bend the knees, plant the feet. Moving toward bridge pose to stretch out front body. So feet parallel, toes pointing forward. Press the earth away from you with your feet. Press the earth away from you with your arms as you lift the hips. Exhale, slowly melt it down. You might choose to hold right away, or you might choose to come up and down a few times. So yogi's choice here. And And as you're ready, let's find a static bridge. Maybe if you want supported bridge, you might choose to have a block under your sacrum. Connect here with about 3 or 4 breaths that are full and deep without straining the breath. So let the body welcome the gift of breath. It's right there for you. You don't need to over effort to take what is given to you. Stay connected through inside edges of feet, outside edges of feet. Toes making toe prints, not gripping. When you're ready to descend the hips, lift the heels and glide the tailbone forward to start to cascade the spine down. Hands to the belly, knees towards each other. Absorb again the energy of the posture without dissipating it. Sometimes we go right into counter movement. Absorb the posture. Find an inhale that brings the feet back to parallel. And exhale that draws the right knee in. Let's place right ankle on left thigh. Press right thigh away. Moving toward our figure 4. Rocking side to side. Taking some space along the SI joint, top of the sacrum. As you're ready, start to exhale the knees toward the chest. Perhaps reaching behind the left thigh, perhaps just holding each thigh with its respective hand. Breathing here. So if you're drawing that thigh in, you're pressing the thigh to the hands to the thigh, just enough, 10%. That right elbow might be pressing that right thigh out. What you want here is to cultivate full broad back body. So notice if your tailbone's rounding up, and you might release that left foot to the earth if it is. As you're ready, releasing the left foot, drawing knee in to release the right foot. Take a breath to notice and feel. Find an exhaling breath that brings left knee in to chest, left ankle to right thigh. Inhaling to create space as you rock side to side, pressing that left thigh away. Find stillness, find connection to breath. Notice when an exhale starts to cue the knees there toward the chest. Again, maybe wrapping around that back of that right thigh, or holding each leg respectively with its hand. Again, can you let the sacrum be heavy, the tailbone reach forward? You might even find the low back, rather than pressing to the earth, can you find a natural arch in that low back? Ungripping whatever might be gripping here. Just need some muscle engagement. And notice your breath, the breath that tells you it's time to put that right foot down, to draw left knee in and put left foot down. Breathing the knees out wide, soles of feet together, palms up toward the sky. Imagine a yogi friend 10 feet below you, holding you up. So let gravity take your back body. Sink as much as you can possibly let yourself sink. Arms are going to stretch out to T position. And to float one knee towards the other, that's that other hand towards the other. So maybe right knee coming toward left knee, right hand coming toward left hand. Draw the knees so they're hip height. And then inhale that top arm up and over. So opening up into a twist here. Adjust the shoulders, lengthen that side body. Relax the eyes, the jaw, the corners of the lips. Take as many breaths as you need to let gravity take you. Remember that friend that's holding you up. Sink whatever's on the earth to gravity. Or when you let yourself be held, notice how open the heart becomes. And exhale is going to bring that open arm over. You're going to bring yourself onto your back to feet together, knees apart, Badakanasana, recline bound angle. Notice one side to the other. And then find yourself rolling over onto the opposite side, knees stack, hands stack. Knees come up to hip height, and then find an opening. Arm reaching to open up into your twist. Relax the back of the head, base of the skull, the root of the neck at the shoulders. Might you ungrip the pelvic floor to soften through the belly, through the entire pelvis. Allow breath to penetrate areas that might not have yet reached. And exhale will bring you back into that side body. And inhale and bring the feet back together, knees out wide, arms by your side, palms up, bound angle. How much more can you allow yourself to let go? How much more can you let the heart space open up to whatever presents itself? Because when you meet it with kindness, with openness, hope arises, love arises. The fear is there to teach you a lesson. Hope is there to give you the path through that lesson. Exhale the knees together. Take a breath in. Exhale, knees in toward the chest. Holding on to the knees. Badakanasana, just gently drawing the knees toward the body and away. And then we'll move toward a happy baby. So you want to lift the feet up toward the sky. Interlace fingers so that you allow the inside of the elbows to meet the underside of the knees. Again, if that's available in your body. And it's a happy baby. Find movement here. Let the body rock side to side. Let the legs sway out side to side. Create a sense of rocking that massages the back body, soothes the back body. As you're ready, bring yourself to stillness. Reach the heels up toward the sky, the fingertips up toward the sky. Broaden the eyes, the lips, so you smile up to whatever is coming your way, because that's the only way to meet it. And then shake the arms, shake the legs, make some sound, blah, let go of any remaining tension. Give it everything that needs shaking out, shaking out. And then inhale, hold yourself firm and strong, because you know at your heart you're firm and you're strong. Exhale, melt legs down toward the earth, arms down toward the earth. Windshield wipe the feet to find the right amount of distance with the legs in Shavasana. And roll the palms up and down to find the right amount of space through the arms. Glide the shoulders toward the hips toward the heels. Lengthen through the back body. Rock the head gently side to side. Let go of everything here. I'm coming up, you stay down. Let yourself find gravity. Let yourself settle to gravity. The softness of your front body, allowing the heart to beat, the breath to flow. Invite an ease that arises from the breath reaching the heart. Like a beam of light. Let that light shine up to the shoulders, down through the arms, the fingers. Let that light rise down so that it settles down into the belly, into the hips. So it's spreading, that light spreading to bring the release to the torso. Feel the light expand through the legs, down through tops of feet and soles of feet, softening through all of the joints in the body. Feel that light spread up through the face, the back of the head, side of the head, the crown of the head. And breathe that inner light into you, out of you, finding the strength that you need, the hope, the joy that you need to carry you through each moment, through each day. Stay here as long as you need to. You can pause the video. When you're ready to rise, you might reach arms up overhead, stretching again the body, side to side. You might hug knees in to give yourself a nice juicy squeeze and rocking side to side. Let yourself land on your side body in a fetal curl. Turn the gaze down. Release any extraneous thoughts to gravity. Let the earth take them. Let the river of life take them. The new thoughts, the new sensations in the body, they bring hope, they bring joy, they bring light. Bring yourself up to a comfortable seat. Take your time to get there. Roll shoulders up and back. We connect to the breath. Take in the words again from Mark Nepo. This is the trick to staying well, to feel the sun even in the dark, to not lose the truth of things when they go out of view, to grow just the same, to know there's still water even when we are thirsty, to know there's still love even when we are lonely, to know there's still peace even when we are suffering. Namaste. Peace.